guess what? This is part 2. That'd be part 4. Part 2 of my giant Sephora haul. You know, you spend way too much money at Sephora when you have to do different parts of the Sephora haul. Again, it's like... Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with what I'm wearing. I wanted to break into it first. So this color right here, Come Through. Sephora, what is this? Cream Lip Stain, aka liquid lipstick, I think. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. It's not overwhelming. I couldn't wait. I really wanted to try it. So this is in the color, I was about to say, this is in the color Made in Italy. Like, yes, I'm blonde. But this is in number 06. This has to be the most perfect medium pink shade ever. This is one layer. I didn't do multiple because I've noticed when I do multiple layers of liquid lipsticks, that's when it starts to like break up and flake and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. If you're looking for the most perfect pink color, Sephora, this is where it's at. Look at that. Oh my god. It's perfect. Perfect rose color. There we go. And then I got a lip gloss. I believe these are new. New formula, new packaging. I'm not sure, but it said new. So this is what it looks like. It's really sleek. Now, I like different types of lip glosses. Like Anastasia, her lip glosses are super pigmented. You don't need anything underneath. But then I also like just a normal lip gloss that is sort of transparent, which is like a little bit of color. I like both of the best worlds. What can I say? So anyway, so this is called Peekaboo Pink. So that's the applicator, and it looks like a kidney or a peanut. That's what it looks like. Has a nice little sheen to it. Smells like vanilla, so it's good. Next, are we going to stick with lip products this time? Because every time I try to have a order, it never works. So let's do this Dr. Brandt Pores No More Primer. Now, I always see people talk about this, and I don't really have a problem with pores. Like, I have a little patch right here, but nothing that foundation just doesn't cover up, so I got lucky in that department. I usually get oily in my T-zone, but my skin type is normally it is normal to dry. So I don't know how good this is going to be for me, but everybody else is getting it, so I got it too. Dang, that is huge. Do you see this? It's like the size of my face or my 5 head. But, so what does it say? This says it minimizes pores, absorbs oil, and mattifies. So when I do try this, I definitely won't be putting it all over my face, but it will be perfect in my T-zone because like I said, that's the only place I get oily, especially on my forehead because I wear my bangs down. So I think like with the hair products and stuff, it makes my forehead like get extra oily extra faster because of my bangs. Okay, so let's do this Sephora bronzer. This is in number 4, FIGI, and like I said in part 1, I'm obsessed with anything that is in the Sephora line for the most part. And this bronzer looks like this. It's huge. That's what she said. It reminds me of the Rimmel bronzers because I think the Rimmel bronzers are the one that have that like, what is that, sun shape in the middle. But I think there was 4 to 6 different shades of this bronzer, and when I touched it, it is so buttery. Yes, I said buttery. It is so buttery, and it just like is so smooth. I can't say enough about it. Look at that. So perfect. It's not orange, it's not red. It's like that perfect like neutral bronzer, and that's perfect for me or all of us fair skin ladies because a lot of times the bronzers can look orange on me and it's not flattering, especially when I'm like this pale. In the summertime, since it is the summertime, I plan on like going to the pool and getting tan, but for my winter to spring months, this Tarte High Performance Naturals Chiseling Charmers Deluxe Contour Set. So when I ordered this, I didn't know it was that small, but that's okay. I think it was only $20, which is still kind of a lot, but you get a brush, a contour stick, and a highlighter stick. So the brush is super itty bitty, but you know what? That'd be perfect, even for a nose. So actually this is perfect size. It's really dense, Looks really nice. I like this. I wonder if they sell it separately. Sticks are really itty bitty. Like this is like the size of like those sets you get from Buxom or Bare Minerals with like the 10 lip glosses for 20 bucks or something like that. This is like a deluxe sample size, I believe. This is the highlighter stick, I believe. So that's really nice. Can you see that? There you go. So it's right here. I mean, it looks more pigmented in person, but again, I think it'd be perfect for your nose, for a nose highlight and a Cupid's bow highlight. And then I think it would look really nice as a base for a powder highlight, which is normally what I do anyway, so that's perfect. This has a lot of red in it. Look at that. That looks like sienna from Anastasia. That was the bronzer I told you was a neutral color. That's the contour stick. You can see. That is really, really, really red. I don't think this will look good on fair skin, but maybe. I'll give it a try. I have the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. I got it in the color Fairly Light Neutral. It has Maracuja, vitamin C, vitamin E, and mineral pigments. Full coverage, creaseless, and waterproof. It looks like this. Did you focus? I think you did, but I can't tell. It looks like a lot of product, so that's nice. And it is a squeeze tube, which these kind of concealers are my favorite. I do like the ones with the sponges on them, but I like these more because I feel like you can control how much you're getting. So now we have this Bare Minerals foundation, and I got it in Fairly Light. This is the Mineral Foundation. This is probably the first foundation I've ever bought. Dang, 8 years ago, I think. I normally, how do I say this? So 8 years ago, when I first bought Bare Minerals, right? I didn't know anything about makeup, nothing. And my mom would always watch QVC all the time, and they would always talk about Bare Minerals. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just buy this because I know nothing about makeup, so let's go ahead and get this. So I remember buying this back then when I didn't know anything. I was just the same basic girl that wore a shit ton of black eyeliner and mascara and lip gloss. That's all I wore. I didn't do my brows. I didn't wear foundation. Like, I had always convinced myself I didn't need it because my skin was like, it wasn't bad. It was just like normal, and I was always at the pool, so I was always really tan. So, backstory. Anyways, so then I remember really liking it back then, and I just never bought it because I've noticed now my skin is really dry. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to put a powder foundation on my skin because my skin is so dry. But now I understand makeup, so now I can hydrate my skin appropriately so where I can wear this kind of foundation. So I got it because I remember loving it so much then when I knew nothing, and now I know a lot more. I figured I would try it again. So I got it in, I think I already said this, Fairly Light, and that's huge. How many ounces is this? Oh, it says only 0.28 ounces, but it looks like a lot. We have a, sometimes I talk and I forget to breathe. So if you hear me, just go, it's because I forgot to breathe because I've been talking so much, guys. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder, and it is in the color Brilliant. And this is the packaging. And I think these colors are new as well. I do have the Ambient Lighting palette, and I really like it. I think it's perfect for mature skin, brides. If you don't want like if you want more of like a natural glow, like that palette is amazing. So this is my second thing from them. So anyways, this is the packaging. And like I said, I think these are new. Oh, so pretty. Oh, and there's a little mirror in there. You tried to play me, didn't you? You tried to look like you were just regular, like chrome. No, you're definitely a mirror. Oh, sorry. So this is what it looks like. Maybe I'll put a little bit on. Only for you guys. Obviously don't need any more highlighter, but do you see that? Oh, so that's my other side, and then that's that one. Which I obviously didn't need anymore, but hey. That's so pretty. So this is the Brilliant. I try to get the lightest shade because I'm really fair skin right now. I have the TarteTarteist. So this is the TarteTarteist contour palette. Huge. It's as big as my face. Giant. It looks like, what is that? Some kind of track event. I don't know. So this is the contour palette, like I said. So you have a highlight, a correct, a soft deep contour, an accentuate, and a glow. So the little card just gives you like some directions if you need to know how to use the colors. I'll follow the rules. I do what I want. So you pop it open and it smells like chocolate. I think I remember people saying that. It has this big giant mirror, as you can see, and then those are the colors. So let me tell you what they are. So these are the two setting powders right here. You have a banana color and then more of like a skin color, I don't know, peachy color. So this would be for like me, my skin color right now, and then that would be for darker skin tones, like tan to darker skin tones. Then we have a blush right here, and then we have a contour shade, which would be for fair to medium, I believe, and this would be medium to dark, and then the highlighter's in the middle. So let's just touch the highlighter. So that's the highlighter. That reminds me of the Hourglass Ambient powder. It's like just enough, it's not crazy, like bam, in your face. Like, hello astronauts from outer space, you could probably see this highlight. It's like, oh hi, oh did you go to the gym or is that just your natural glow? Next we have this Lancôme blush palette. So this is Sculpt and Illuminate. It has contour, blush, and illuminator in it. It looks like this. I love Lancôme, probably just because Lancôme just sounds big time. So you open it up and it has the contour, the blush, and the highlight. Like so, and this is in the color Nectar Lace 126. So that's what it looks like. It's not super pigmented, as you can see, the blush is, but the highlighter, is that the highlighter? I'm sorry. The contour and the highlighter really isn't, but that's okay because Lancome stuff is always buildable, and I'd rather have to build it than put too much on at once. Next up, I have this Becca Backlight Targeted Color Corrector in Peach. So it looks like this. The peach tinted color corrector neutralizes dark spots and hyperpigmentation to even skin tone. The highly pigmented formula targets and adheres to specific areas of concern, while subtle luminosity helps blur imperfections. Lightly pat onto hyperpigmented areas on medium to deep bronze skin tones. Then layer your favorite full coverage concealer or foundation over top for perfected complexion. I can't read. I did not know this was for only medium to deep bronze skin tones. I did not know that. The regular like pinky one, salmon color, doesn't really do me any good. So that's why I got this one. So I guess we'll just have to see. And that's what it looks like. But I've noticed like when I try to color correct and I try to blend it out, when I try, oh, I did not just do that. Fail. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so when I try to blend out color corrector, when I try to tap it with my finger, it just comes off. Like, it'll come off of my problem areas. Like, for example, this pimple, I think it's on this side. It's starting to go away, but it's still red. So I was trying to color correct it with a green. And every time I would put it on and pat it, it would just come off. So I don't know, like, maybe it was the brand I was using. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm not sure. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I would love to figure it out. Two things. So the first thing is this Marc Jacobs Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. I'm sure you guys have already seen this everywhere. I have already used it. I think it smells really good. Have I really noticed a difference? No. Usually I don't even notice the difference when I use a primer. The only reason why I use primers, like the creams anyways, is because I just want a barrier between my skin and the foundation, because I feel like if there's a barrier, I'm less likely to break out or get clogged pores, like any kind of thing like that. This says that it is skin smoothing makeup maximizer. The only primer I've noticed that is like amazing is the Smashbox Primer Water that you spray, and that's perfect for me because I'm dry. So I really like that one. So this is what it looks like. I love this. I'm not sure what it's called. That glass, that like, I don't know. It reminds me of, I don't know what it reminds me of. And then it has like a pump on it. Smells so good. It's not overwhelming, which is nice because some scented things can be overwhelming. This is just like the perfect amount of scent. And I got the Marc Jacobs Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation, and I got the color 26 Bisque Medium, and this is perfect for me right now. And like right now, I haven't tanned since last June. So normally I'm a big, huge like fake baker, but I just haven't. I wanted to kind of like embrace my like normal pale skin. So that's why I decided to not tan, because I don't know, I just wanted to give it a try. And this is like perfect. I ordered this online and it's the perfect color for how I am right now. I have used this a few times. So this is full coverage. It is very, very full coverage. Like it's so full coverage that I probably won't even need concealer. And I have really bad veins underneath my eyes. Like you can kind of see them, and I like put a bunch of concealer on. Like this, like I said, is like probably the most full coverage foundation I've ever used. Like right now I'm wearing Too Faced Born This Way, and that's supposed to be full coverage, but this is like 10 times more than that. And like 2 pumps is your whole entire face. So here is a backstory about me, since we're talking about pale skin. I don't know if people can relate to this. So back in high school, everybody would go tanning. Tanning back then, when I went to high school, I graduated in 2005. So tanning was like the new thing. Everybody was doing it. But I didn't have money for it. My mom wasn't going to give me money for it. So I never went tanning. So I swear, it's like every guy that I would ever talk to in high school, they would always say this to me. Oh, well, you'd be really hot if you were tan. You're too pale. Your skin's too transparent. Like, I don't know how many times I was told that, like, in high school. And I feel like I've always had that in the back of my mind for, like, the last, like, 10 years. And so I always had to convince myself, like, I'm gross. I'm, like, gross if I'm not, like, super tan, because I just remember like people saying that to me. So I told myself within this last year, and I was like, screw it. Like, this is my natural skin. You either like it or you don't. Like, I'm glad that there's makeup to enhance like how pale I am. Like, I'm like so pale right now. I'm like the second to lightest shade of foundation, and I'm okay with that. You know, I think I just woke up one day and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I don't care what anybody else has to say. And when you can like stand up and say that to yourself, like, it's just like a weight lifted. Like when you stop caring what people think, it is just such a relief. It is such a relief. And I started feeling that way about 2 or 3 years ago when I moved to California. And I don't know, like life is easier when you don't care. And there's a little insight on my life. But so that concludes my part 2 Sephora haul. I think I have one more, so keep a lookout for part 3, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.